Hi everybody, it's Annette from The Art of Intuition. And today we are going to talk about what blocks our view and how we can get a lot of stuff in the way of being able to see what's highest aligned, be able to see any type of way forward that is aligned, not in our human's best interest. And a lot of the times the first thing we see, especially when we're starting to break out of the human realities, is the way our human wants to go. You know, I did a video on the path of least resistance, and it is the most resistance for our human because it's not the way we want to go. It doesn't feel easiest for us because it means we have to work through a lot of our stuff. You know, we have to work through our programming. We have to really get down into why we do the things we do. So when we get to what's in our way, what blocks our view, what do we not, why can't I see? So many people will say in comments I'll get, or people will ask, you know, in general, I can't see what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. I'm not getting an answer. I don't understand. I don't understand. How do I know? You know, how do I know if it's my human talking, if it's one of my higher aspects talking, which way am I supposed to go? We let a lot of stuff block our vision, block our progress in a sense. And in a way, it can't block our progress, but in a way, it's going to feel like it does. Emotions are in our way. And that's why you are going to be sent on paths, realities that don't feel easy for our human, because they're going to get us to our emotional core. You know, they're going to shake us to the emotional core. They're going to strip us down to our emotional core. They're going to get us to see the things that are in our way, the things that are blocking us from what we're supposed to do, what we're really here to do. And it's not the human shit we think we're here to do. It's the deeper stuff. It's the stuff that we always felt like we were supposed to do more. And that is something we all have felt. You know, I'm supposed to be doing more than what I'm doing. This is not what I want to be doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know my soul purpose. It's because our soul doesn't just have one purpose. Our soul has so many different purposes, but we can't see any of them. We're so bogged down in our emotions, and we can't see. We put people in front of us that are not aligned, that we identify so much with. We build our whole world around them. We build our whole world around all these identities, and people is a huge one. We can always sit there and go, oh no, you know, I built my world around my job, or I built my world around my career. But in the core of it, I always feel like there are people there that we built our world around. We gave them our power. We let them make all the decisions. We felt we can't live without them. They define us, you know, and we get fed into all that, you know, all the twin flame stuff, all the soulmate stuff, even to the point that we take these people and we build them up to be what we cannot be without. And the minute we do that, we've now put something in the way. You know, we've now propped, if you imagine like you're doing building blocks, and I've now plopped some big thing up and put it on top. You know, and now I can't see out the window anymore, you know. I can't see what I'm supposed to do because so much shit is in the way. We give our agency away. You know, collectives, and when we're in the human collectives, we all give our agency away. And that's one thing we see in the collectives now is people, you know, trying to find their agency again, trying to say, well, that's not true. Well, this isn't true. And what really is true? And it doesn't even really matter what was true at one point. But it's everyone trying to get their agency back. And what we don't see is we don't even have our agency in our own world. So how are we going to have it in when we look outside and see all the collectives that don't have it? We have to get it back on a micro level first before we can even get it back on a macro level. And you don't even really go into those collectives and take it back. You exit those collectives and you weaken the collectives because there's less people in them now. It doesn't have the stronghold anymore, and you go hook up to another collective. That's how we kind of unplug from one and go to the other. We unplug from the belief of that, like we don't have agency. But in our own world, we take our agency away. We put so many things, we build so many things up. We wall ourselves in to our human prison to where we can't see what we're supposed to do. Our human's always going to want to make a decision when we're angry, when we're pissed. Now, there's a point to that. And in the beginning, you're going to make choices on those feelings because it's going to get you moving in a direction. It gets you moving. You know, the emotions themselves are not a good or bad thing. They get you moving in a direction. Anger is going to get you moving in the direction you probably should have gone all along. But it takes anger to get us going. It takes desperation, fear to get us to move. If not, our human's not going to move. It takes all these things to get us going. And as soon as we really get into those emotions and admit that we have them, release them from the body, then we can start kind of taking down all these things that are in our way, because we understand later that we can't make decisions when we have any emotion going on. But in the beginning we do, because it gets us to do something. It gets our agency back. It gets us moving in a direction, because our human's never going to want to move in any direction. That's uncomfortable. Unless it's really angry, really pissed off, jealousy will do it too. It gets you moving. But all those kind of go back into anger and fear. Everything's going to be, even anger is rooted in fear, because you're angry about something that's going to happen that you're afraid of happening. You're trying to prevent something from happening, and you get angry when you're not able to prevent that. You get angry when you feel someone else is affecting your world and what you want something to be. It goes back to control, and it goes back to fear, because we don't want to really see what's in store for us. We don't want to be able to see. So many times I'll hear people say, oh, I want to be able to see it all and know it all. And when we get to those places when we can see more and understand more, there's a part of you that almost wants to go back and go, I don't know if I want to see all that. It's too much. That's why we get it slowly. It's like you peel off a little layer of how we've walled ourselves in, how we've blocked our vision. You start peeling a little bit back at a time, because seeing the whole thing, it's just too overwhelming. We have too many cords of attachment to people to know how all these relationships are going to one day end. How their realities are going to go if they keep on the path they're going to be on. We don't have the distance yet. And it's funny, in our human world, we feel like we're so intertwined, but we're not really connected to anybody. In our soul realities, when you start operating from your soul aspects, your higher aspects, your galactic aspects, you take a step back, but you feel more connected to everybody, but it's not the connection to where you have to be in everyone's business. You feel more connected, but you understand that they have to do their own thing. If their time is done here, their time is done here. Nothing you're going to say is going to keep someone around when their soul is done, when the soul has to move on. It's not personal. But we want to make it personal, and we want it to be personal, because if it's personal, then it feels like we matter more. If it's not personal, then all of a sudden we've minimized our part in it. We've minimized why we're there. We've taken ourselves kind of out of it. And we feel like if we say, well, it's not personal, now it doesn't matter. And now I'm minimizing the whole thing. And that's really not what not taking it personal means. It means it's not about us, it's about them. It's about what they're doing. And it's about their agreement with us. But those are things we can't see when we have all this stuff in the way. All the stories in the way. All the things we complicate our life with because we feel like we need these things. I have to be striving toward that promotion. I have to have that particular car. All these things we really will work for to get something externally. And all we do is kind of pile it in front of us. We just keep wanting to pile more and more and more and more and more stuff in front of us, so we don't have to really see what's going on. We don't want to see what's going on, because the minute we see what's going on, you can't unsee it. You can't go back and go back into the human world. For a while we can, and that's very, very early on. Normally not even once you've started your awakening. That's more of when you're kind of starting to wake up, and then you decide to go back in, because we all have these sort of moments. You'll look back and see moments maybe decades earlier, or maybe years earlier, where you could have woken up, but you had more to do. You wanted to finish more of your human experience, so you go back in. But once you get to your awakening and you get to your ascension, you realize I can't unsee this stuff, and when I really see why people are here, the roles we're all playing, once you start retrieving parts of your soul, aspects of your soul, and you start living from those aspects and being the real you, you see more, you understand more, and your vision isn't blocked. You might not like what you see. A lot of us don't like what we see. We don't like the choices we've made. We don't like the choices other people make, because we can see the path they're on, because we were on the same path. And sometimes we're still on the same path, but we can't even see it yet. because it comes in pieces, but it has to come in pieces. You know, you'll have people say, I can't see that yet, because we have too much emotion in the way. That's why we go to someone else and ask their opinion. You know, one, we want to hear what someone else has to say, so there's a part of us that wants to be able to blame someone else when it doesn't go right. That's the human part of us. And there's also because they don't have the emotions in the way. Even in our human, even when we operate from a human consciousness, we still have those moments of clarity when you look at someone else's situation and see how fucked up it is, right? And there are red flags everywhere that this is not aligned, it's not going to go anywhere, this is a disaster. It's an oncoming train about to hit them. We can't see our oncoming trains because we have too much stuff in the way. Too much is blocking us. You know, we can't see. We can't even see what's blocking us. The emotions are blocking us. The people are blocking us. Our beliefs are blocking us. There's so many things that block what we can see, but we can't see that, right? But someone else can show you their stuff and you're like, oh God, that is, that is so messed up. I can't believe you can't see it. Because we don't have that emotional barrier. You know, that's normally one of the first things you see is the emotional barrier. Then you get to the cord you have to the whole thing, the story you have around it. But oh, I can't leave that job. You know, I can't, because then I can't make money. And then I can't afford all this other stuff. That honestly, I will promise you, in so many years into your process, you won't care about any of it. You want to remember the stuff you used to have. It doesn't matter anymore. None of that stuff matters. The external stuff falls away because it has to. Because we built it up to block our view. We built it up to block what we need to do. That is why these things get taken away. That is why people get taken. I'm going to say taken away because that's how humans are going to feel like they kind of get taken away. But in a way, they leave because we can't go forward with them. We put too much agency in them. We give them too much agency. We let them handle too many things. You know, I see so many people, well, they'll, even couples, you know, you see it a lot in married couples where, they make all the decisions and they do all the finances and I don't do any of that. Well, I will guarantee you one day you're going to have to do that because you've given it to someone else to do. But not in the way later on, when we go through our soul journeys, we start parceling up what people like to do, you know, but that's after you've done everything. You can't start saying, I don't want to do that anymore until you've done it. You can't say, I don't want to have to clean the house until you've cleaned the house for years and years and years. And you go, well, I don't really enjoy that. Maybe someone else really enjoys that and they can do that part and I'll do something else. What I really like to do, you know, but those are building communities. And that comes later once we've done the soul work and when we've done the galactic journeys and when we've gone through a lot of that, our inner stuff. You know, we've purged our inner programming and our human programming. We've disconnected from it. Is it still going to be coming up and we're still going to be clearing it? Of course, as the collective's clear, we still clear. There are many phases to ascension. There are many phases to getting full body ascension, then oversoul consciousness. And you keep going. You know, it's not just one thing and I'm done. And anyone who's selling you it's one thing and they're done, that's probably the one thing they've done. And they haven't gone to the next thing yet. They don't realize there's more out there to do. But as we continue to go through these journeys, you're going to understand that so many things are going to block us. And we just have to kind of tackle each one as it comes, in a sense, and be ready to move it out of the way. We're the one that has to take the box and take it down from the window so we can see out the window. You know, we're the one that has to remove it so we can see what's going on inside. All this other stuff we pretend like it's going on inside, all this human stuff we think matters, it doesn't matter. None of it's going to matter in the long term. All these things do is just rob us of our agency of who we are, who we really are. We think all these things make us who we are. But until we start stripping those things down, and in the beginning, our universe will take them out. It'll take them out for us. And then later on, we learn we don't want our universe to do that anymore because those are some harsh realities. You know, we don't want that to happen. So we start taking them down ourselves. Make this a quick one today. I'm going to leave it there. So, all right, see what's blocking you. Start taking stuff down. Start moving through it. And keep practicing the art of intuition.